Hey guys, welcome back. It's Garage Gamers.
Woo!
Woo! Celebrate. We're back. It's only been, I think we had to skip a week or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, one week without Garage Gamers. What could you have possibly done without Garage Gamers for a whole week?
Played some of your backlog.
True. They
Yes.
probably could have done that. Otherwise, it's just all Garage Gamers outside of that, right?
Yep. That's
Yeah,
it.
sure it is. Okay.
We provide so much entertainment.
We do. We, as you can tell with that excited tone in our voice. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. Today we're going to be looking at doing like a mini review. We don't often do reviews, we try to do different things here, but this one was a slightly interesting one, we thought. What's the game, Zorbz?
We're going to be doing a review for Inside. Now,
It's a game.
Yes.
We're not just doing a review inside.
Yeah, it's the
'cause
game.
We are inside.
Inside.
Yeah.
We're doing a review a little bit late because there has been the announcement that it's coming to PS4.
So it's brand new for PS4.
So yeah, it basically,
for
if
PlayStation.
anyone who's got a PlayStation, which they seem to be outnumbering Xbox 2-1, will be experiencing this for the first time in the next few weeks. And so what
If they play it.
they better play it after watching this because it's fantastic.
Spoiler, given away nice and early.
Straight away, 10 out of 10. So yeah, we wanted to do a review and talk about it because it's one of those games where you can't really write too much about it because everything is a spoiler.
Yeah,
It's
so we're going
one big spoiler.
We're going to be very, very careful in this review as we say things not to spoil anything. Did I give anything away there?
No.
Okay, good. Right, we're on the right track then, okay. So just to start by telling the guys generally what kind of game it is. Platformer?
Okay, yeah, 3D platformer.
Right.
Well, 2.5D. Because it's
Yeah.
left to right. You can't move in a three-dimensional environment.
Right, and what the developers that made this game, what else have they made, Zorbz?
They made Limbo.
Which is just the greatest platformer of all time, in my opinion, pretty much.
Well, that wasn't...
Up there.
Well, not the greatest of all time, but it's pretty damn good. And I sort of thought, well, how can they top that?
Yeah.
And let's just say it straight away. Like, for me, it's already topped it. Like, for me, it's actually my game of the year already. Like,
Okay,
that's it.
so that's high praise because
Yes.
we've had some pretty big games come out this year. We've had the greatest games of all time, Dark Souls 3,
Uncharted
we've had
4.
Uncharted 4,
And surprisingly, I like this more. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the bottom of it anyway.
Yeah, we'll break it down.
I've also played it. I haven't finished it. I will say that now, disclaimer. But I will say that I'm a huge Limbo fan, as you probably could have guessed in my earlier statement. Absolutely love it. I just think it was just beautiful, dark. It was just a great gameplay, great puzzles, great strategy. Very simple, all keeping it incredibly simple. And they managed to achieve such a great effect with simplicity. And I love that about it. Particularly the ending, which I won't give away, but it was just a very subtle, beautiful kind of ending.
Some would say fantastic. See what I did there? I bleeped my own swear word.
Ah, okay.
That's
nice.
why I had that stutter.
When you edit this, you're going to put a bleep sound in there?
Yeah, I'll try.
Right, so that said, Limbo is great. I thought, how is this Inside thing going to get better than it?
Yeah.
And I got to say, it might actually be better than it.
And you haven't finished it yet.
And that's right. And that's so reassuring for me because I really thought that Limbo might just be this one-off fluke game that they managed to pull out of a rabbit out of a hat. But this proves to me that these developers are legit. They're real. They're here to fight. They're here to stay, and it's someone to watch going forward as well. So
let's break it down.
Yeah, we're just talking it up. So let's let you know why we think it's so great. We'll start by talking about the general premise of the game, the concept, what's going on.
We can't really say because you start off as a boy and you just start running.
Yeah.
But I can't say why because if
spoil
I say
too
that,
much.
and it's also like
The beauty of it is not knowing what's going on.
yeah.
So we won't tell you what's going on. But you've got to give us some kind of idea.
An idea is like Limbo. You're doing the things you're doing. You're enjoying it along the way, but you don't really know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Limbo didn't really come out and say, "Here's your objective." You just started playing, and you're just like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
So it's in the same vein as that.
But they seem to add that they kind of took what Limbo had, and added a lot more to it. They've somehow managed to keep the exact same very simple controls and yet added a lot more to it in terms of surprises, direction, all while keeping a very similar kind of mood and atmosphere, and also incredibly smooth gameplay. Like, you know what I mean?
It's not as floaty as Limbo, that's for sure. It's the jumps feel precise, the animations, just everything flows nicely.
Yeah, those animations. Yeah, very very silky smooth animations. For a platformer, it's very surprising they put that kind of effort into it.
No, well, like for example, when you jump off like a cliff or something, he won't land exactly the same. It's not like Mario where it's like a stiff jump. You know, you jump, you land. You jump, you know, you might sort of rustle a bit on the floor, or you know, it's got that physics-based platforming gameplay.
Yeah.
So when you climb over a ledge, depending on how you jump at it, from what angle, he'll grab it a bit differently.
Feels weighty.
Yeah, he feels. Yeah, he's not floaty, because Limbo was weighty but a bit floaty. It was just like sometimes you jump and it just didn't feel right.
Yeah. It's one of those games that you just have to, because we really can't say anything, because but you have to just start playing, and I promise you, as soon as you start playing, you'll just be engrossed.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that just engross you from the beginning.
So we can't talk about the story, but we can say the theme. It's obviously a dark theme.
Yep.
It's not like you're not gonna.
It's like we're doing charades here. You have to guess what we're doing.
You're not gonna play it, and it's not gonna be like the game Flower, where it's all colourful and pretty and happy.
No,
it's
but
definitely
it's not as black and white as Limbo though.
No,
it's got elements of colour.
A little bit,
but it's very
it's very grim though.
Very drab.
Yeah,
but
very
in a but in a cool way, not like one of those boring kind of, I don't know, Metro 23 kind of or Resistance kind of ways. It's like engaging. You really feel it. You're in there. It's great.
Yeah, I think let's just jump onto the graphics, because I want to talk about the atmosphere.
Let's jump onto graphics.
So visually, big leap from Limbo. Limbo was very 2D. Like there was no 3D models in it. It was
it was.
What 3D model?
Not as 3D, but they had the gradients of the foreground and the background.
Like, yeah, but that was more like that's like a 3D movie effect where you've got distance and stuff. But it's not like 3D models. Like,
that's right.
So this is so when we say 2.5D, for those who don't know, so it's on a 2D plane, but you've got the depth of a 3D environment, and you've got a 3D modeled character and other characters and stuff like that.
Kind of like Trials Evolution a little bit in that sense.
Yeah, like you're going left to right, but and it's just atmosphere. This game, something about it, you just turn it on and you're just like, wow, this looks awesome.
And you feel the pressure from the game. You feel it. You just like somehow. The way I kind of tell if a game is good or not is if it's able to really make you feel like you're part of it and make you care about the characters, make you what. And this is just a platformer. This is like it's hard to connect with platforming characters because
here's one thing: it doesn't have dialogue.
Yeah,
and I feel engrossed the whole time I'm playing it.
And they managed to achieve it yet again with just sheer minimalism.
And even in the visuals, so everything is pretty. Like it doesn't look bad. It looks actually really good. But if you notice, there's no real textures. Everything's got a very plain look. Like you'll look at a rock and it doesn't have intricate cracks and stuff like that. It's just like a smooth, plain rock. Everything's very smooth and just very minimalistic. Like that nothing stands out as being like, oh, look at this detail.
But it's got its own kind of effect at the same time. It's not like a plain flat color.
No,
it's got its own texture and its own kind of effects, which is just a particular art style, which really works for what they're trying to go for.
I feel like Mirror's Edge was trying to do that in the latest game. They were trying to get that minimalistic style, but it sort of didn't work, whereas for me, this does.
Yeah. There's still, I think, partly because of there's still shadows and shading. Lots of that going on. So,
there's a lot of ambient
and there's not much of that going on in Mirror's Edge. So.
Yeah, this is just, it's almost got that grainy feel to it, where it just makes it feel like a movie almost.
Yeah. So how about How about the sound? Is there any sound?
It's very minimal.
Yeah.
But what's there makes it so much more ambient. It just having those little footsteps or hearing a dog bark or just again, can't spoil, but
and it never it never ceases to surprise you, does it?
No.
You think you know where it's going, and then something new will pop up, and it'll just be like, "Whoa, what's this?" My goodness, you care so much.
And for a small platformer, the environments are really big. I mean, you're only going on a 2D plane, but the scope of some of the areas, you really feel like, wow, this is a big, open area. And it's funny because usually when you see a big open area in a game, you want to run around and go everywhere. But this is just so engaging at what it throws at you as you're going along that it almost feels like you just want to stay on that path.
Right. So how do they tackle puzzles in this game? There's a few things we can reveal. There are puzzles in this game.
Much like Limbo. For people who've played that, there's a lot of pushing and pulling blocks and so we can't talk about one of the main themes.
Well, let's just talk about puzzles for now.
But that is part of the puzzle element.
You
mentioned it earlier.
Yeah,
I can't talk about that.
I know what you're talking about, but you don't have to go that in depth. But there's pushing, pulling that's very similar to Limbo. Anything
climbing and
but we can say that in terms of what we were hinting at a second ago is that there were some various things in there which really spice up the puzzles and really kind of come out of nowhere, and it's like it makes you go, wow, what's going on here? Why is this happening? It just keeps you so intrigued to try to figure out what's going on with this character. I really care about this character. I want this character to live, and I want to find out where this whole story is taking me.
Yeah.
And they do really kind of a lot of similar puzzles to Limbo, but add a lot of twists to it, so they feel completely spiced up. Yeah, like really brand new. Like it doesn't feel like you're playing Limbo 2. Is what I'm saying. Not that'd be an awesome thing. But,
it'd be great.
But this is definitely not that. So, how about like dealing with enemies?
You don't really fight. There's no attack button. It's basically run and jump and push and pull. Yeah.
Which sounds
simple.
It sounds too simple, but it's just.
It's pretty much two buttons that you use.
You know your character is very powerless, and that kind of adds to the fear.
It's very strategic in what you go.
Yeah, it's not just a matter of just. There are elements where you might be getting chased or something.
Yeah,
but
there are
so many
threats definitely.
Lots of threats in the game actually. I played lots and lots.
but you never feel like oh my god, this is impossible. There's always a logical conclusion.
And if you die from something, it doesn't make you retread 1,000 things you've done before.
Spawning.
Yeah, which really, maybe it feels like a cop out to some, but really
it just keeps with the flow of the game.
You appreciate it when you die. It's like, oh man, I don't want to do all that again. It's not going to serve any purpose to maybe have to redo a whole level again, and it doesn't make you do that. So that's really good as well.
It's just, and one thing I noticed is there's no loading. Like once you start, that's it. You can go through the whole game and not load once it's initially started. Yeah,
very, very seamless. So is there anything more we can say about this game that's without revealing any more?
For example, we can say there is a few collectibles. There is things that you can collect.
Yep.
Obviously, it's a spoiler if I told you where they are, so I'm not going to do that. But there are some collectibles, so there is an incentive to go back, and they do have an impact, which I'll leave it at that. So there are collectibles that I would encourage people to go look for, and it's really nice how it's done once you complete the game to get back into it and get what you've missed, so I'll leave it at that.
Which is something Limbo didn't have from memory.
Yeah, Limbo is sort of like one and done. There was those collectibles that you could get, but it wasn't.
Were they collectibles in Limbo? I don't remember them.
Yeah, you used to get an achievement every time. That's all I remember. Every time you got one, you
get them here then as well.
Yeah, so it's definitely got, and I don't know, I wanted to play it. As soon as I finished it, I was like, I want to play it again. It wouldn't be something you play all the time. It's pretty short as well. It's probably 5 hours, 4 hours.
And these are the games I miss. I want more of these kind of short games so I can play the game,
Yeah.
know that I've finished it, feel satisfied, and move on to the next game.
But what I will say is, it's one of those games where, like, when I first finished it, and I was like, you know, IceCube, you gotta play this, it's amazing,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I haven't got around to it. It's one of those games you want to show everyone this game, just because even if they're like, oh, I don't really like video games, it's fun to watch because it's so different. It's
And this is all coming. All this praise is coming from a platformer, and even for like I love. I grew up with the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo. I love platformers, but I've kind of moved on from then. maybe like I still appreciate them, I still love them, but you know, when I'm looking for good games, I want to get something a bit more, with a bit more meat on its bones. But this is genuinely like, you're saying it's your game of the year at the start of this video, and I can see exactly why you would say that. I mean, I'd put it in my top 3, and if it wasn't for the other 2 there, I'd probably make it my game of the year too. It's that good, and for me to say that of a platformer is a huge thing from me anyway.
I think it's because once I started playing, I didn't want to stop.
The
whole time.
Neither
I didn't
do
want
I.
to stop. Whereas, you know, if I'm playing Uncharted 4, amazing game, but there's parts where it's a bit dull, and you're just like, come on, on to the
I have
next
to
part.
force myself not to play it because I'm halfway through another game, a bigger game, which I'm trying.
Oh, you're talking about Inside.
I'm trying to complete. Yeah, I'm trying to complete another game before I get too stuck in the Inside. But when I started doing it for the sake of this review, like, I couldn't put it down, and like every time I look at it, sitting on my screen is like, you played this before, you want to play it again? It's like,
and I was worried.
The game.
I was worried that I was going to hype it too much, and you were going to be like, it's not that good.
Yeah, no, your words stand to reason. And what surprises me is that it managed to, at this stage, as far as I played, seemingly may have superseded Limbo in my eyes, and that's a huge credit, because I just absolutely love Limbo.
It's funny because I'm like you, I don't know. I've got Limbo on pretty much every console it comes on, because I'm just like, ooh, I can get Limbo on my phone. Ooh, I got it on my Xbox 360.
If they brought out Limbo on, say, PS4 as a solo game cartridge, I'd totally buy it. I wouldn't buy it.
Well, disc, not cartridge.
Disc, yeah, disc. But I mean, I know they brought the one out with the 3-pack, but I didn't want the other games. I just want one which says Limbo.
Yeah.
And I would buy that one, even though it's really old. I go, take my money, I'll take that now. And make sure it stays
I wish
in my
they had
collection.
a physical edition of Inside, because I'd buy
They may do a Limbo Inside combo.
Hopefully, because
a little bit of a hint, wink to whoever's got the power to do that.
Everyone tweet at Playdead on Twitter and say that you want a physical release of it.
Yeah, but you don't have to play dead when you do it. He's talking about the developer, Playdead. Just to clarify.
Dad jokes. So there's not much we can say.
What's your score out of 10?
Yeah, so we don't do it on 10 on Gamebug. What are you talking about? We do it out of 5 bugs.
Well, this is the first one we've done on video ever.
Well, we're going to keep it traditional, so I'm
right.
going to give it a 5 out of 5 bugs.
Wow. Okay.
You can't give it a...
I haven't thought about the answer to this question.
Listen to my review, because he hasn't finished it yet.
I'll give it a 5 out of 5 too.
Already?
Yeah, already. Because I can see, like, I mean, even if it nosedives right at the end, it's
and
still,
I can tell you, it just ramps up. It just gets better.
I know it's not going to nosedive. I'm that confident. Yeah, I'm that confident. So I'm giving a premature 5 out of 5 for my score as well. I was almost going to go 4.5, but I thought, what am I holding back for? It's not doing anything wrong. It's just doing everything perfectly.
I will say this.
Give it a perfect score.
I will say this. Okay, so it doesn't have dialogue, but it makes you think. So you have to go into it knowing that you're going to have to come to the conclusion of what you perceive is going on a lot of the time.
That's cool.
Yeah, so, you know, if someone's just like, oh, I want a story that's going to tell me exactly what's happening, it's probably not for you. But I'd say still try it anyway. But just keep an open mind when you're playing it.
If they do that well enough, it can be better than anything with a story. And so far, it's definitely doing it well enough. So
it's like a book. You don't know. Like it's the opposite of a book. A book you read but you don't see, whereas this you see but you're not getting the dialogue.
Silent Hill is perhaps one of the greatest series of all time, and they are really minimalistic with dialogue, and they still manage to perceive some of the greatest story and concepts of any video game of all time.
That's when you know you're doing a good job.
It's a good, it's a working formula if you do it right. If you're not doing it right, then your game will suck.
Good example. How about PT? I mean, when you were playing that, there was no dialogue. You just, you were just like, what the hell is going on? And you get enthralled at what's it all about. Yeah. It's another one of those things where it's environmental storytelling, where it tells the story through, just what's going on.
Visual learning.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for Garage Gamers.
Definitely recommend it when it comes out end of this month, so end of August on PS4.
Yep, that's why we're reviewing it now.
Or if you haven't actually got it on Xbox One or PC, I'd recommend playing it on there too. I honestly just want to buy it again on my PS4, just so I can re-go through it again and get trophies.
Yeah, why not?
It's that good.
Yeah. All right, so on that note, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our review of the game Inside. I'm IceCube, and
I am Zorbz,
and we are Garage Gamers. Thanks for being patient for that extra week as we got this video out to you. We'll have a lot more on the agenda. We're going filming crazy, and we're going to pick up steam on Gamebug as well. So make sure you check out Gamebug at gamebug.com.au. Thanks for your time, and we will see you at the next episode. Bye.